So, good morning everyone. I'm Jus Castillo and today our lesson is lesson 13, jigsaw. So, what is jigsaw? Jigsaw is a comparative learning strategy that enable each student of a home group to specialize in one aspect of learning unit. Student meet which member from other group who are assigned the same aspect, and after mastering the materials return to the home group and teach the materials to their group. Just a jigsaw puzzle, each student part is essential for completion and full understanding of the final product. If the student part is essential, then each student is essential. That is what make the jigsaw instructional strategy is so effective. So what is its purpose? Jigsaw learning allows students to be introduced to the materials and yet maintain a highest level of personal responsibility to develop teamwork and comparative learning skill with all the students. It helps develop a depth of knowledge not possible if the student were to try and learn all of the materials on their own. Finally, because of the students are required to present their finding to the home group, jigsaw learning will often disclose a student on understanding of a concept as well as reveal any misunderstanding. How can I do it? Each student receive a portion of the materials to be introduced. Students leave their home group and meet in expert group. Expert group discuss the materials and brainstorm way in which to present their understanding to the other member of their home group. The expert return to their home group to teach their portion of the materials and to learn from the other member of their home group. Involve the class in whole group review of all the content you expect them to master on the assignment. Administrate an individual assessment to arrive at individual grades. Assessment and evaluation consideration. Assess a student degree of mastery of all the materials. Reward the group whose members all reach the present criterions of excellent or give a bonus on their individual score if this criteria is met. What is comparative learning? Comparative learning is an instructional strategy that simulate address academic and social skill learning by the student. It is a well-researched instructional strategy and has been reported to be highly successful in the classroom. What is purpose? What is purpose? There is a very increasing need for interdepending in all level of society. One way of providing students with a well-defined framework from which to learn from each other. Students work toward fulfilling academic and social skill goals that are clearly stated. It is a team approach where the success of the group depends upon everyone putting his or her weight. How can I do it? Student groups are small, usually contains of 2 to 6 member, grouping in heterogeneous with respect to student characteristic. Group members share the various role and are interdependent in achieving the group learning goals. While the academic task is of primarily importance, students also learn the importance of maintaining group health and harmony and respecting individual views. How can I adapt it? 5 basic elements of comparative learnings. 1. Positive independence, face-to-face interaction. 3. Individual accountability. 4. Social skill. 5. Group processing. Comparative learning can take place in a variety of circumstances. For example, brainstorming and tutorial group when employed as instructional strategy provide opportunities to develop cooperative learning skill and the audience. Assessment and evaluation consideration. Observing cooperative learning group in actions allows you to effectively assess student work and understanding. Comparative learning group also offer a quality opportunity for feedback from peers and for self-reflection. So next is the panel discussion, lesson 14. So introduction. Panel discussion in which a few persons carry on a conversation in front of the audience. The discussion provides the equal opportunity in instructional situation to every panelist. This panel discussion is specifically format used in meeting, conference, or convention. Finish. Panel discussion is a discussion in which a few people carry on a conversation in front of the audience. By R. Suha. The panel method is discussed in which 48 persons who are qualified to talk about the topic sit and discuss a given problem or the topic in front of the largest group or audience. The purpose. It is simulate through and discussion in clarify thinking. It influences the fact, option, and plans. It influences the audience to an open-minded attitude and respect. It can be helpful to simulate discussion and developing group option characteristic to organize teaching at reflective level. Develop the ability for problem solving. Help to understand the nature, problem, and theme of the discussion. Develop ability of presentation of theme. Help in creative thinking. Develop right type of attitude. Type of panel discussion. Public panel, educational panel. Public panel discussion. It is used for common man. It used to provide factual information regarding certain problem. It determines social value in certain issue. Example, unemployment, annual budget, job delaying, increase in price of things. Educational panel discussion. It used in discussion institution. It is used to provide conceptual knowledge and clarification of certain theories and principles. It provides solution of certain problem. For example, scope of educational technology in our country, examination, reform, population, education, and etc. Member of the panel discussion. So we have a moderator, instructor, panelists, and the audience. So, introduction. Play an important instructor. play an important role in panel discussion, plans how, when, and where the panel discussion organized, prepare the schedule for panel discussion, serves also planned, moderator, keep the interaction on team and encourage interaction among members, summarize and highlight the points, should have mastery over the theme or problem of the discussion. Panelists. There are 4 to 10 panelists in the discussion. Members sit in the same circle shape in front of the audience. The moderator sit in the middle of the panelists. All the panelists should have mastery over the topic. Audience. Audience are allowed to put question and seek a clarification. They can put forward their point of view and their experience regarding the theme. The panelists clarify the doubts. So, procedure. Part A, putting a panel together. Part B, planning a panel discussion. Part C, moderating the panel discussion. So, Part A, putting a panel together. 1. Select a topic. 2. Recruit variant participant. 3. Invite a moderator. 4. Plan the physical setup. Part B, planning a panel discussion. Figure out the goals of the panel. 2. Decide how long the panel should last. 3. Consider starting with individual lecture. 4. Try to avoid visual presentation. 5. Write a question for the panelists. 6. Plan out the rest of the panel. 7. Introduce the panelists to each other in advance. Part C. Moderating a panel discussion. Convince people to sit in the front row. Briefly introduce the panel and each participant. 3. Involve the audience early. 4. Ask the panelists the prepared question. 5. Follow through with your own question as necessary. 6. Get a timekeeper. 7. Keep the panelists on task. 8. Collect questions from the audience. And last, thanks everyone in involvement. So, the advantage of panel discussion. Encourage social learning. High cognitive and affective objectives are achieved. Used to develop ability of problem solving and logical thinking. Develop capacity to respect other ideas and feelings and ability to tolerate. It's provide opportunity to assumption of theme and content. The disadvantage of panel discussion. One member of the group can dominate the discussion. There is the possible to split the group into subgroups. There are chances to divide from the theme of discussion. If the panelists belong to the different group, it may not create appropriate learning situation. Elimination. Change to divide from team at the time of discussion. Some members dominate the discussion and do not provide the opportunity to participate. Other possible to split the group in two subgroup, i.e. from for and against the team. So that's all, guys. Thank you for listening and see you again next time. Bye bye.